Mom's BFF tells off Karen. Now she got divorced. Okay, so this is kind of a long story, but I wanted to post it after listening to r/ on YouTube. My mom's best friend Donna is a hairdresser. She does hair and makeup out of her home studio. She has clients ranging from millionaires and celebrities to normal people. She doesn't discriminate. She's often on sets for movies, commercials and modeling shows. My mom would often go over when she had clients to act as a personal assistant, serving drinks, cleaning the house, etc. and travel with her whenever needed. Donna has always been grateful to my mom. She pays her very well when she works for her and even gives her free haircuts that she would normally charge over $200 for. She will also lower her prices for people who don't have a lot of money. One day, my mom was there, helping Donna and Karen, who has a lot of money because her husband is a millionaire, came in for her weekly pampering. As soon as she walked in, she started trashing my mom's car. She drives a Kia. My mom just ignored her and carried on with her work. Karen continued to talk shit about my mom's car, saying that only poor people drive Kias. I would never be caught dead in such a cheap car. My mom continued to ignore Karen's insults. Mom offered her a drink and Karen just scoffed, didn't answer her question and said, I'll only talk to Donna. Donna was already annoyed because Karen's comments about my mom's car and was getting more and more livid, but continued to cut her hair. Halfway through her haircut, my mom came to sweep up her hair. Karen looks at my mom, and addressing Donna says, why do you hang out with poor people? It's really bad for your image when you're seen in public with your maid. Donna responded, maid? She's not my maid, she's . Karen interrupts, maid, nanny, housekeeper, whatever she is, it's still bad for your image as such a high-class hairdresser to be seen with the help, and it doesn't help that she drives such a cheap car. Donna's blood was boiling. She was absolutely pissed off that Karen would have the audacity to talk like this, especially because she claimed to be a good Christian woman . Donna had enough. She stopped cutting her hair, slammed her scissors on the table, and started going off on Karen. Mom doesn't remember everything Donna said, but Karen went totally silent. After a few seconds of thought, Karen tries to defend her position, saying, I'm just trying to give you advice. What will people think if they see you with a poor person? It ruins your professional image. Donna, now red in the face and completely enraged, began yelling at Karen again. I don't give two fucks how much money she has, or doesn't have. She is my best friend and I love her like a sister. My mom teared up hearing this. Karen responds, if you keep talking to me like this, I will never spend another dollar of my money with you. Donna responds, I don't fucking care how much money you spend with me, you will not disrespect my best friend in my house. Karen says to Donna, fine. Just finish my haircut and I'll just leave and never come back. You will never get another dollar out of me. Donna says, no. Get the fuck out of my house. I'm not finishing shit. You can find someone else to finish your hair. Karen, in a shaky voice, says, but I have a dinner party tonight with some friends. I can't find somebody of your quality and expertise to finish my hair before tonight. Donna says, I don't fucking care. Get out of my house and lose my number. You should have thought about that before you started belittling my best friend. Karen gets up, runs out of the house in tears and slams the door. Donna looks at my mom and says, I'm sorry honey. She should not have treated you like that. Mom grins ear to ear, with tears in her eyes, and says, thank you for standing up for me like that. You're my best friend and I love you. Donna says, I love you too. Now let's get drunk. About an hour later, Karen's husband calls to ask what happened. He's very polite on the phone and Donna tells him the whole story. He laughed and said Karen canceled the dinner party. He said he would be by in the morning to give Donna some money for her trouble. He came by the next day. My mom was still there. He handed Donna the money, turns to my mom and hands her $100. He also informed them that he was going to file for a divorce because he thought she was a better person, and that she isn't rich, he is. Please remember to abide by the rules as listed on the sidebar, as well as the following. Any post that doesn't have all social media identities obscured will be removed without notice. If the post above is of an item you'd buy, t-shirt/poster/mug/mask, it is a scam. Contact the mods. https://www.reddit.com/r/fuck-you-Karen/comment/l21tsg/scammers_here_and_me_give_me_a/. I am a bot, and this action was performed automatically. Please contact the moderators of this subreddit if you have any questions or concerns. I work in design/construction, had a client that is worth 3 to 4 billion, flies all over the world and the most chill husband/wife that you can imagine. He showed up to a meeting in a Mini Cooper, he loves driving it, beat up khakis, some casual loafers that had a hole, and at lunch he and his wife were so gracious. A poor teenager spilled wine all over his wife and his wife jumped up to help the poor girl and wiped her down first. Honey, I am just going home, you still gotta work, let me help. I met a girl in college who drove a used beaten up car, wore regular non-brand clothes, and was, in general, super chill. She joined our friend group and shortly invited us to visit her hometown for a weekend. Colored us surprised when we got to her parents' home. It was a mansion and her parents owned acres and acres of avocado trees. Her mom made us breakfast and lunch every day. We stayed there from scratch. People who really worked for their money are, in my experience, super chill. The entitled assholes are usually married into money or generational wealth that wasn't raised right. This would be me if I came into real, big money, like $1 billion. No one would know I won and I'd give anonymously. After I invested half in order to live a comfortable life. It would be hard to find me because I'd be doing stuff like turning my old, barely running VW bus into an EV and traveling all over the US. I'd stay in the van in a Walmart parking lot one night, then a 5-star hotel the next, then at a campground somewhere else. I'd follow a jam band and give away water and free food. I'd take at least half and put it in a foundation strictly for kids. I'd make a scholarship for kids that are smart but bored with regular school. I'd buy an old warehouse and turn it into a sports/club facility for every sport and club that wasn't football, baseball, or basketball, which is the only sports my high school cares about. I'd give a grant to my school for technology so they can code before they reach college. I'd open a small bar/restaurant that was only open when I felt like it and pretend like that is how I am supporting myself. I'd pay deserving high schoolers/college kids $20 an hour plus tips to work whenever they felt like it and secretly make a trust fund for them to use when they hit 21. I'd send a deserving family to Disney, all expenses paid, 5-star service. I'd tag along with my own family to watch them enjoy it, all the while them not knowing it was me. In all of these cases, I would not put it on TikTok. I'd watch from a distance and giggle to myself. I lived in an apartment building and became friends with my next door neighbor. The apartments were the cheapest in the area. He had a basic car and average clothes. I found out about 6 months into our friendship that he had won $10 million in the lotto about a year prior. I found out when he had me help him organize the party he was throwing for his former co-workers. Everybody won a prize in the raffle from big TVs to vacations. Only time I ever saw him splurge and quat. A law firm I worked at had a client worth over $1 billion. When they finally came to the office, I needed to see these people, just to see what billionaires looked like. They dressed ordinary, nothing too ostentatious. And I'm also pretty sure they took public transportation to our office. They lived on the Upper East Side and our firm was in Midtown Manhattan. You'd never know how much was in their bank account by looking at them. This story reminds me of the Muzzo family, a rich and powerful family in Canada that runs a real estate and construction empire worth a net $1.8 billion. The original business was run by the highly respected Marco and Elio Muzzo, their son Robert Muzzo. Now it's inherited by the piece of shit Marco Muzzo Jr. He killed 3 kids and their grandfather in a drunk driving accident, refuses to pay the punitive damages after serving like 6 months of a 10-year sentence and is already on parole. This is super fake. The interactions and dialogue are extremely fake, but the biggest giveaway is that Donna works out of her home studio for a range of clients with vastly different SES. Rich/famous people aren't going to someone's home studio, they go to a high-end salon or if people come to them. But also apparently Donna doesn't work out of her home studio because she's also frequently on film sets and modeling shoots. This whole thing is poorly thought out. Wealthy people respect employees and workers at all levels. Self-professed rich people don't. That's the difference. That's why if I am very serious about marrying someone I'm going to take her on a date to a restaurant and inform the employees to make a mistake on her order on purpose. Or any sort of mistake. If my date loses it on the workers she will be shown the exit sign and I will escort her out. Tell her she deserves no love. Met a few millionaires when I used to work in NYC. Self-made ones are usually nice and appreciate people who work hard and they'll pay you accordingly. Those who usually inherit or marry rich are scumbags/Karens. They love calling people who work for them the help and quat. Doesn't matter if you hold a master's degree or not. Usually useless people who depend on others to stay rich. Some old chestnut about, when dating, watch how your date treats the waitstaff, because that's how they are going to treat you in 6 months. In business, I use it in interviewing managers all the time. How does someone treat another human being who is, at least in this specific interaction, lower in the power dynamic, thus there's no obligation to treat them well? How does one treat people serving them? Some of the shittiest, most entitled self-impressed people I've ever met thought that the power and prestige held by their spouse or parent or partner made them hot shit. Anyone who has ever been in the military will have a story of some military spouse acting like personnel report to them. And almost without exception, executive assistants belabor under a dramatically skewed view of their personal power. Donna is a fucking saint. It sickens me when people claim to be a good Christian only to then talk shit about people just because they look a certain way or whatever, even when they know absolutely nothing about the other person. That's not being a good Christian. How disgusting is it that this Karen was mocking your mom for being poor when in reality she's not even rich, it's her husband who has all the money. Karma is a bitch, and this Karen earned every ounce of it. Seems like a he said/she said situation. How does her husband just take your mom's friend's word that that's exactly what happened? That's a pretty quick decision to divorce your wife because she apparently spoke extremely rudely to someone he doesn't know personally. If this is what happened, I'm sorry for your mom and glad she has a great friend like Donna. I am a food server. One day in early 2000s, I worked in a casino cafe. This guy came in who looked homeless. None of the servers wanted to wait on him. I said I would, no problem. Sometimes just making someone smile helps their day. Anyway, I gave him the same service I would have given a high roller. At the end of the meal, he handed me $100 tip. Mind you, he only had breakfast. He was wealthy, but you wouldn't have known it. The servers never refused to wait on him again. Best part, he didn't tip them like he did me.